It was like a slight disaster. Yo, I think I broke it. So I know this is gonna be kind of controversial. We are finally on the move. So today is an exciting day because we're going to take you guys to the house, kind of chat a little bit about the updates, plans. Obviously we don't want to give everything away, and there's obviously a lot of things that we haven't totally decided on, but I think it'd be fun to show you guys the current state of the house right now, which is total disrepair, and things are slowly moving along. Obviously we're in lockdown here in Toronto, so there's only so much we could do. However, our renovations are very minimal. Oh my god, it looks like I have a bob. I don't have a bob, but what do we think about this look? Should I cut my hair this short? I know, Dylan's like, no, you'll hate it. Okay, so the first thing that we actually did, and I only filmed a little bit of it, was doing our electrical. Yeah, the whole house wasn't grounded. It was built in like the 60s, so things back then weren't grounded till a certain time. The homeowners before this, I believe, were the original owners, so they never got anything updated. So we got that done. It was very expensive. It was like a slight disaster. It was a little messy. The electrical people, like, even, I mean, I'm not an electrician. I just don't think things were supposed to be done that way. It got to the point where Dylan was helping them because they only sent one guy over to like finish the job. Actually, sorry, let's backtrack here. What happened basically is like they ground the entire house. They installed a new panel because we needed it. It was like hella old. They said they completed the project. We walk into the house and none of our main lights are working. Like the kitchen light's not working, the living room light or whatever isn't working, nothing's turning on. So we emailed them and we're like, nothing's turning on. And like there were also a few things that like they didn't actually do, but we honestly we're at the point with them where we just like didn't want to continue that. Anyway, they literally sent like one dude over to finish the job. We'll start with two, and then there was like one dude, but like if you do electrical, or if you know anyone who does electrical, you need two people to do the job because one person has to fish the wire through and the other person has to grab it. So they didn't have the person to grab it. So I actually have footage of Dylan literally doing the electrical in our house, which is pretty unacceptable because who does that? I trust your work. Dylan studied electrical engineering in school, but they didn't know that, so they shouldn't have had an excuse to do anything. Anyway, so that was like a total show slash disaster, but like we're over that. We're past that part. But just so you know, electrical was very messy and they didn't clean up after themselves. They actually tore apart a lot of stuff and didn't, like they tore down the whole ceiling in one area and didn't bag it up or do anything about it.
When they said they would.
When they said they would.
That's the part.
That's the problem. They're gone now. It's done. We're certified. We're good to go. It's just a little bit messy in our house. So now we have to patch up all the work that they did, which was something we knew we had to do, obviously. We're getting someone to paint as well, and I'll talk a little bit once we're there because I think we're making a kind of controversial decision that I know a lot of you guys will not like at all. But we have our reasons for it. I think the rest is easier to show once we're at the house, so let's just go. Look how clean our house is, holy moly. Okay, so we just got to the house and it's looking like a mess. So the main thing we have to do is our baseboards and our trim, and we actually went to a place to grab those things. We actually ended up going with a really shallow baseboard with a really shallow profile. It's actually just, it's just more work for us. Like our baseboard only goes up to like here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it only goes depth-wise, like
to
just
like there. I know, we're a little bit worried, but it's okay. Our house is really open concept, which we absolutely love. It's very mid-century, but obviously we do want to do like a mix of stuff that's a little bit more contemporary. We're not going to go full on like Incredibles house over here, or like keep the character, but at the same time we have so many cool things coming in. We have a main living space, which is actually right in front of me. It's going to house our sofa. I have like the plans up here if you guys want to see them. I ordered a new sofa, I ordered a coffee table. We're actually in the market for a new TV with a slimmer, I keep talking about a slim profile. I don't know, I always thought we were going to get the Samsung frame, but my mind's kind of changed now because I realized like compared to a lot of other TVs, it's not like it's necessarily like the best one. We got a dishwasher. The place didn't come with one, so we actually had to install a plug and everything. We're gonna have to have that installed in our kitchen. This is our kitchen. It's really small and weird, but we like it. It's very loft style. It's a brand new IKEA kitchen that was installed literally right before we bought it, so nothing's been used. So like literally all these cabinets, they smell new. The only thing I wish they did was, this is so stupid, like they should have put all the cabinets in a row. Like they should have done 1, 2, and 3. I guess they're like trying to like experiment with the open shelving, but I just think this looks really stupid. I don't know if I want to spend more money on this kitchen, so I don't know if we're gonna purchase another cabinet or what's going on with that. So the window here, it's floor to ceiling. It's really, really nice. Again, very mid-century. My plan is, if it's possible, to kind of knock this all out one day and just do sliding doors, so that way we can slide onto our nice deck outside. One thing we asked our electrical guys to do is, whatever you do, we have 2 things. You guys can do whatever you want or whatever you need to do. Punch holes, we don't care. Just make sure you save this original light from the house and don't drill into the ceiling. And they did both, but like, it's fine. Also, here's our fireplace. This is so discombobulated. This is our fireplace. We're doing nothing to it right now, but we do want it to be wood burning. Let me know if you guys have an opinion on wood burning versus gas. I don't personally have an opinion because I've never had a fireplace growing up. More free range here. Okay, so one thing we asked our electrical people to do is, there was an outlet here that has already been patched, but instead we asked them to split them up, so that way Dylan and I can each have our own little outlet, and then we would put like our side table lamps or whatever on here. We're getting a king bed in here. I'll just have a picture of it here, but the plan is here is just going to be bed, side tables, nice restful place. We're going to have our blackout blinds. It's going to be optimal for sleep. This room's so bright. Okay, the lighting adjusted. I'm so happy my dad patched all these. Ooh, he did that too. This room is so nice and bright, and that's not why we picked it to be my closet, but I'm so happy we picked this room to be my closet. Assuming this is like somewhere that you would put, is that a scratch on the floor? No, it's not. I'm assuming this is like where you would put a nursery normally.
Or just like,
an office, or like, yeah, something small, but we're gonna put my whole closet in here. So the plan is, my inspo is Kendall Jenner's closet or dressing room. It's not her closet, it's her dressing room. So we're just gonna keep it plain white. I have my rug from our bedroom right now in our apartment. It's gonna go down here. We're gonna have 2 rolling racks on this side. My plan is to have some floating shelves here. And then we're gonna put like my cool shoes, and that's probably maybe some like coffee table books or something like fun. But it's a really nice little room, and I don't want anything to be too permanent in here. Like I don't want to do like a whole like Pat's wardrobe system, because this room is obviously so subject to change depending on where our life may lead us. But right now it's my closet, and I hope it stays like that for a long time. Nice closets too. Oh, wait. Did you see that? What?
Honestly, the things that are coming out.
Oh, yeah. Let's try this again, okay? Wait, sorry. Yo, I think I broke it. I think I broke it. This is our beautiful primary luxury bathroom. I actually like it. It's really cute. It's really similar to our apartment bathroom. I feel like if I just moved all my stuff in here, it's like I never left the apartment, right? Mm-hmm. Except we have a tub, so now we're able to wash Toledo, which is so exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna preface this by saying that our basement's gonna be like our studio, our office, where I'm gonna do all my thrift flips and like crafts and all the fun stuff and all the work as well. It's all in the basement. I actually have a lot of footage of the basement, so I'm just gonna show it. Cause yeah, like I have so much footage of it, and currently there's some work going on right down in there right now. Yeah, so we'll just get some B-roll of it, just to like respect the space. But one thing we have in there is a sauna from that was like a DIY sauna that was like moldy and really gross, and we actually had to tear it out. It's already been torn out. What our plan is for that huge space, because it houses like kind of a weird half bath / sauna, And what we're going to do with it instead is we're going to put a laundry room down there, as well as a full-on second bathroom. Not only is that going to add value to the house, I personally like laundry closer to me. Like, it's currently in like the downstairs of our house, and it's just not very practical. It's in an unfinished part of the house. I'd rather have it up there in a laundry room, have it all really nice, because it's going to be more practical that way. The only thing that we've improved on it so far is that we added obviously safer outlets, and then we added pot lights, which make a huge difference down there. The one thing we like about our basement is that it gets a lot of light anyway, so that's why we decided to do the filming room downstairs instead of upstairs. So the reason why we went through so many whites is because whites show up differently. We have so much great light in this house, which is like, I did want to go slightly warmer. In our apartment right now, we have Chantilly lace everywhere. It's really nice, but I think it just pulls a little bit too cool. This is Chantilly lace, so it's a very, very pure white. I don't think it suits the house, so we're actually gonna go with Simply White, which is this one here, which is a Studio McGee favorite. I know what some of you are thinking, why'd you change out all your baseboards? In the basement, you'll notice in some of that footage from before, the outlets were like cut into the baseboard. So when we had to ground the outlets and replace them, put them at code level, which is I think 12 inches off of the ground, all those baseboards were like just no bueno. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is so I know this is gonna be kind of controversial, but we've decided to paint the ceiling. And so before I get any questions about like us bastardizing the house, or like you guys are totally fucking this up, to be honest, like I understand, but it just was the right judgment call for us, and there's a few reasons why. First thing is generally mid-century modern houses have like terrazzo on the ground when they have like the exposed wood on the top, or they have carpet, or they have something basically that isn't wood on the ground. So having wood compete with wood is just not a thing. Then you probably think, okay, why don't you just replace the floors instead of paint your ceiling? That's really expensive, and terrazzo is really expensive. We already agreed on how much money we're putting into this house, and that's just not in the budget. Terrazzo floors, not in the budget. The ceiling, it looks really, really beautiful from far, and it really does give you that like shock value, like wow, it's really, really nice. However, if you really look up close to it, it's not in the best shape, and you can tell that they painted and stained the beams like right before they sold it, especially because you can see all the drips on the beams. We would either have to restain the entire ceiling or like figure out something else. And just based on the condition the ceiling is in, it makes much more sense to paint it properly versus try to stain the whole ceiling dark. The other thing is it's very, very messy to paint the ceiling, so it's something that we had to decide to do before we moved in. Dylan has asthma, I don't think we can live in that dust. And then the last thing is that staining is so trial and error, and also the wood in between the beams, the beadboard, is more for painting. Like I believe that was always painted or something. It's not really one that you stain like teak. If you've seen those like teak ceilings that are really beautiful, I don't think that this house ever really had that. Well, it'd basically be very expensive to restore the ceiling to like a full teak ceiling, and I don't even think that this was ever a full teak ceiling. And it'll be much more practical to paint it. If you guys want to see a reference of it, watch Studio McGee. They just did a mid-century house where they decided to paint the ceiling as well for similar reasons. And also there's these YouTubers, Shelby and Monica Church, who are restoring a mid-century house in Palm Springs, and they also decided to paint their ceiling for the same reason. I feel very defensive because I know a lot of people are gonna come at me, and then I'm gonna feel very insecure about our decision. It makes the most sense. Also, if we hate it, we can go back on it and spend $1 bajillion restoring our ceiling if we really, really want to and really feel like we screwed up. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. I can't talk, like my throat's like closing up. I don't know what's up with me. It looks exactly the same as last time, but I hope you guys got a little bit more of it than when we announced it. Oh, you can't do this. I don't know, I learned this on TikTok.
The Asian squad?
Yeah, no, they can't go from standing to this right away. Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can.
Asian.
My throat is so closed. It was like this, and now it's like that. I need water. That's how I feel. I don't know why I feel like that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna head out and I'll reconvene when we're home. Bye. As you guys can see, there hasn't really been much that looks physically different, but in terms of the house being safer and just better right now, it has gained so much of that. Maybe in a future video I will talk about the prices of things and other things you should prepare for when you are dealing with a fixer-upper. But yeah, so obviously I showed you guys the plans for each room and everything. Really excited for those things. So you guys saw I created some mood boards on PicMonkey already. We still need to grab a shower curtain, which I know is like not a huge deal, and then we also need to grab some king bedding for when our bed arrives and stuff like that, but I'm not too concerned about that because that's not going to be for a while. A lot of the furniture I have ordered is not going to be here for another month or two, so you guys won't be able to see that even when we start moving in. When are we even moving? We are moving really soon, in a few weeks, and we still have to organize all of that. The other fun thing that I want to talk about is that we actually installed security cameras around the perimeter of our place, and we have our whole security system set up. What's really funny is that we have some regular visitors in our backyard. Every night around the same time, we have 2 little chubby raccoons and 1 bunny arrive in the backyard, and they've just been kind of like looking through either our construction garbage or just been hanging out back there. In my head, they're all friends, and Dylan and I get really excited about watching the wildlife go through our backyard. But if you guys want to see more inspo for our place, I have a whole entire Pinterest board called Future Home Sweet Home, which has a lot of really great ideas. I created that even before we bought our house. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like these house updates, even if they're kind of insignificant or like not a huge deal, let me know. Also inspo, love to hear it, and hope you guys are staying safe and well, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye everyone.